let's talk about it. That angry red zone on your car's tachometer. From the day we start driving, we're told one thing: don't go there. It's the danger zone, right? The place where engines go to die. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? What if that forbidden territory is actually where your engine was born to run? Well, to a point.
You know, the biggest myth out there is that the second your needle hits the red, your engine is going to grenade itself. But that's just not how modern cars are designed. The start of the red line isn't some mechanical cliff you fall off of. It's actually the peak. It's the summit of the engine's engineered performance. It's exactly where the designers intended for it to make maximum power.
Okay, so try to picture what's happening inside your engine at that exact moment. It is under an incredible amount of stress, for sure, but it's controlled stress. The pistons are flying back and forth thousands of times a minute. The oil pump is working overtime, shoving lubricant into every last microscopic gap. And the cooling system? It's in an all-out war with heat. Everything is pushed to the absolute edge, but it's an edge that the engine was built from the factory to handle.
But this is where the safety net disappears. This is where the engineering blueprint ends and the cold, hard laws of physics take over. If you push deep into that red, way past where it starts, you are going completely off the map. You are intentionally stepping outside the design safety margin and into a world of pure, unadulterated mechanical chaos. And that's the moment high performance turns into a very, very expensive gamble.
When you push an engine that far, you're basically inviting disaster in one of three ways. You've got valve float, a total breakdown of the oil film, and destructive vibrations that can literally tear an engine apart. We're going to really focus on the two big ones, the ones that cause the most catastrophic failures: valve float and oil film breakdown.
So first up is valve float. At these insane RPMs, the valve springs just can't keep up. They physically cannot overcome the momentum of the valve to snap it shut in time. So the valve literally floats in the open position just as the piston is screaming back up to the top of the cylinder. Best case, you lose all compression. Worst case, the piston smashes into the valve, and that is game over, instantly.
And then there's oil film breakdown. See, the only thing keeping your engine from seizing is a paper-thin layer of oil separating all those fast-moving metal parts. But the insane heat and pressure way beyond the red line can literally shear that protective film apart. The second that happens, you get metal grinding directly on metal. Friction and heat just skyrocket, and internal parts can weld themselves together in less than a second.
And this brings us to a really crucial point. An engine's ability to even survive a quick trip to the red line, let alone past it, comes down to one thing: its health. Proper maintenance, using good quality oil, making sure everything is in top shape. That's not just a suggestion from your dealer, it is your engine's only line of defense against these incredible forces.
The guys over at TurboTakes put it perfectly, and it really drives the point home. They said you better, quote, pray you didn't skip a service or stretch an oil change, because this is where the entire engine gets truly stress tested. I mean, think about that. In that one moment at high RPM, every single maintenance decision you've ever made is on the line.
So, if the red line is just a performance target, what stops us from accidentally blowing up our engines every time we get a little too happy with the gas pedal? Well, automakers gave us a guardian angel. It's called the revlimiter. It's the engine's built-in safety net. And its only job is to stop the climb before you get into that zone of total destruction.
You have to understand the difference here. It's so important. The red line on your dashboard, that's a warning. It's a suggestion. The rev limiter, on the other hand, is an electronic brick wall. It's the car's computer physically stepping in to stop you from causing damage. And here's the key. The rev limiter is almost always set past the beginning of the red line. That gives you a window, a safe zone, to use all that peak power without letting you wander into disaster.
And how it works is, well, it's pretty brutally effective. The car's computer, the ECU, is watching engine speed constantly. The microsecond you hit that programmed limit, it cuts the engine's fuel or its spark, or sometimes both. That's what creates that famous bouncing or stuttering feeling. It's the car physically preventing the RPMs from going any higher, literally holding it back from the edge.
So when you get right down to it, that red line on your dash isn't a wall you should be afraid of. It's an invitation. It's an invitation to experience what your engine is truly capable of. The real danger, the point of no return, lies just beyond it, in that territory where physics always wins. So the question isn't really if you can push your engine to the limit. The question is, do you and your car have what it takes to do it safely?